the mother of all previews. The Premier League is back, unfortunately, as far as I'm concerned and where I'm sitting, not for the greater good. Mouth-watering clash, Spurs versus Manchester United at the new White Hart Lane, Friday, 8:15 kickoff. But I thought that neutral venues were supposed to be used. Oh no. No, I guess, no. Because Liverpool Football Club are where they are, so it's basically scrapped, isn't it? Ridiculous, but there you go. Now, in an ideal world, I would love nothing more than the Premier to be cancelled and void. Now, I haven't made a decision yet whether I'm going to watch the games. I'm to and fro in as to whether I will or not. I've not watched any of the games in Germany, but surprise, surprise, ladies and gentlemen, Bayern Munich have won it. Bloody hell, I could have told you that before the game's even resumed. I mean, talk about wasting the opportunity. And do you know what I don't get? They banned horse racing in Germany. They say it's a spectator sport, but so is football. So I didn't get that. Didn't get that at all. You know, so that was odd. But maybe what's happening in Beijing right now, another lockdown could be on the cards, but maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. Right, let's get to the team I'm going to pick, shall we? De Gea in goal. Right back, Delo. Our best left back in Ashley Young's gone. So, unfortunately, got to fill the gap, or the hole. So I'm going to put Porky Pig there. You know, there's not hole where he is, just fat. Centre backs, Maguire and Lindelof. Now, there's talk that Pogba could be playing. As far as I'm concerned, he's going to do what he did before and upset the apple cart. In no way, shape or form should Paul Pogba be anywhere near the starting 11. Because quite frankly, we did better without him. We don't need Paul Pogba. And his rimmers, and those who worship the granny walks on those top reds, can argue this until the cows come home. But Paul Pogba is not, and I repeat not, our best midfield player. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. The best midfield player is Nemanja Matic. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is only in the job because Nemanja Matic has kept him in it. A Jose Mourinho signing there, you ask. Saving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's bacon. Saving the job that he always wanted. Matic is the glue that holds the team together. He's a great, great player. We've kept more clean sheets and won more games with him in the team than we have without him. So Pogba, for me, doesn't make a reappearance. Because if he does, that's a slap in the face and a kick in the teeth to McTominay, Matic, Fred, who have performed so well over the weeks when Pogba was not there. So Pogba, you're going straight on the bench where you belong. So midfield three for me: Matic, McTominay and Fred. Front three of Rashford up front. Bruno Fernandes on one side and Anthony Martial on the other side. Now, Jose Mourinho love nothing more than to try and set down a marker. He's the poison one. He'll want to beat Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He'll have a master plan to try and combat what he's going to face. He's got all his players back. Lloris, Son, Kane, massive boost for him. And I said when all these top reds were foaming at the mouth that we could have Pogba back and all that, I said, well, it's going to be a level playing field, isn't it? Chelsea got their players back and they've recruited a new player as well that they got from the Dutch league. You know, Man City have Sane and Laporte back, a full strength squad. You know, so the Spurs. So the relegation teams. So it's like a start of a new season, isn't it, really? You know, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it, if Spurs do get a few injuries in the game, whether after the game and they'll go, oh, I think we need to cancel the league or null and void it. Be interesting, that, wouldn't it? Because I bet you anything in the whole of the universe, right, that if he still had the injury problems he had before the lockdown, he'd be calling for the league to go. You know, I don't know why Pep Guardiola's moaning, oh, we're not ready for it. So why did you vote then? Makes no sense to me that. You know, Troy Deeney is a bloody traitor, by the way. Says, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and then just gives in. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. Gone down in my estimation for that. Shocking. Absolutely shocking behaviour. So, you know, all they want also to beat Mourinho black and blue. I was glad Mourinho got the sack. I didn't want him to be successful. He wasn't successful at all. You don't bring him in to win your cups, you bring him in to win your leagues. If you wanted to win cups, we would have kept Louis van Gaal. You know, people do tend to forget we were top of the league, by the way. Under Louis van Gaal, they were crippled by injuries. It's funny how people forget that. But anyway, that's the past. Now, rant time. This corrupt organisation and immoral movement, their slogan is going to be the back of the Premier Player shirts when it resumes. That for me is a complete and utter disgrace. The Premier League are just jumping on the bandwagon. They don't know what that organisation symbolises. Mark Drakeford in Wales, we're still in lockdown. He told protesters, don't protest outside, do it online, in separate households. And what happened last week? 1,000 people. I think it was at Newport. No social distancing, no nothing. Breaking the rules, as Louis Walsh would say, in his little rule book. Non-essential travel. Going to a protest is not essential, is it? And yet they still went through with it. And guess how many fines were dished out? Absolute zero. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the state of the United Kingdom. You can drive all the way to Durham to test your eyesight, and you can also go on a protest. If you want to get out of lockdown, go on a protest. In England, last couple of weeks, massive gatherings. Matt Hancock, not once but twice, told you all not to do it. And guess what? You do it anyway. The same hypocrites, I bet you, who were having a go at Dominic Cummings. And I bet some of those, or most of those, were in that protest. Amongst that protest, you had a teacher there. No protective masks at all. Now, this always bothers me. So many people want to become a teacher. They go to university, right? They study for a couple of years. Then they get a CBR check or CBS or whatever they call it. And guess what they do then? They sleep with their pupils. They drop their knickers. And then they get the sack. All that hard work for nothing. Now that is some teachers and not all. You know? I mean, crowds of people. In England, there's only about 6. But they all gather. And don't give me this rubbish, right? That you went with 6 people. You know, in a movement like this, there's going to be hundreds, not thousands there. You can't social distance. Are they using the proper masks? Are they using the same one? Because you're not allowed to use the mask twice. Only once. You know, are they of the 33% that have not given their details to the English here test, track and trace system? Hypocrites all round. You know? They do realise, don't they, that you've got to keep your mask on at all times. Because if you shout, that's how the droplets come through. And that's how the virus spreads. But you don't listen, because you don't give a toss. No fines at all. You know, France and, you know, Macron's made mistakes, he said that. You know, a lockdown was in Spain, Italy. They had a strict lockdown. None of those in power broke the rules. None of them did. And yet you got some from the Labour Party and then the Tory Party going against the rules. You even got a medical professional, ladies and gentlemen. Catherine Calderwood in Scotland. A medical professional Can you believe that? Somebody in that ferocity, that position, breaking the rules. I said on my Twitter account, she brought her profession into disrepute. They've all broken the rules. I've stuck to the rules in Wales to the latter. The Jeremy Kyle generation took that statue in Bristol down by brute force. I may not know much about statues, but I tell you one thing. I know right from wrong. I know you don't do that. That was vandalism, plain and simple. And that police officer was a disgrace, letting it happen. I know he was on the chubby side. He could be, you know, a long-lost relative of Luke Shaw. He was that fat. But he did nothing. The police force is becoming a joke in this country. Now, I don't have much time for the police. In my experience, they abused their powers long before COVID existed. And you wonder why there's police cuts, why not many people want to go back into policing. Because it's nothing anymore. They're kneeling down. Ridiculous. Instead of saving the citizens who are in trouble, they're kneeling down to the mob. You don't need a gesture like that to know that racism is wrong. You should know it's wrong. And that corrupt movement is trivialising racism. They don't have a clue what racism is. And those who trivialise racism are as bad as the actual racists themselves. It's a free-throwing protest, isn't it? I've stuck to the rules. But at least I can go out that front door with my head held high, knowing that I'm not going to kill people. Because that's what they're going to do. Loads of people are going to die. Just now. 233 in the last 24 hours. Not getting better, is it? I've stuck to the rules to the latter. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered. Maybe I was wrong to do that. That's what it seems like. If they're allowed to do whatever they like, why can't I? Absolute disgrace. No fines at all. Just let them do what they want. Unbelievable. And that, ladies and gentlemen, sums it all up. As I said before, anything can happen in football, as in life. Piers Morgan's a bloody hypocrite as well. He has to go with people not social distancing, and then his son goes into the crowd and breaks it himself. Hypocrite. That's Piers Morgan for you, isn't it? So this movement, crud organisation, just, if I had my way, I would stop all these protests. They're doing more harm than good. Score prediction for the game, Spurs Man United. I'm going to go for 1-1 draw. Let's see what happens.